That also moves it in technology into the era of digital ethics. You know, we can't just say anymore that everything that technology provides is good just because it exists. It can provide some pretty bad things. You know, technology is more neutral until we use it. And on the other hand, as some people have said, algorithms know the logic of everything and the price of everything, but the feeling of nothing. So ethics is really about values, and values are about understanding, feeling, and trust. And as we go into that future, it's no longer going to be about this. This is just step one, and I think many countries are still in step one of actually digitizing. And I know this is a high priority for Chile and pretty much around the world, of course. But there's a social transformation because of what technology provides and how it changes work and automates things, right? And then there's a human transformation. It's changing us. The way that we use tools is changing us. The way that we use mobile phones, when girls use Instagram too much, they get depressed, right? They have a much higher suicide rate, the power users of social networks, than anybody else. And there's something wrong with that concept. So human transformation needs to be looked at as well. It's something that comes together in what I like to call telos, the good old Greek word. I studied Greek for a while, 50 years ago. It's about the purpose and the goal, right? And the final end. And Aristotle once said, we study a lot of the means, but we don't look enough at the end. We must decide on what we want to be. And where's it going? Do we want a collective, equal society? Do we want just growth and profit? Which way are we going? That is a very crucial question, both for telecom companies as well as for educational institutions getting ready for a different future. The future based on the game changers I mentioned earlier, that's all nice and well, but in the end, it's going to be about this, right? It's going to be about using it for good purpose. Technology has no ethics, and it shouldn't. Technology doesn't understand the soft spots of life. It doesn't understand mystery, compassion, emotions, imagination, values, and because they're not zeros and ones, right? Very important. Let's define ethics as knowing the difference between what you have the power or the right to do and what is the right thing to do. Yeah, and that's going to require, obviously, a kind of human education. Yeah, the humanities are the ones, art and science and, of course, ethics, and so on, that provide an answer to this question. They sit very closely together. They're not really in separate places. I mean, if you're looking at the current Facebook issues and what Facebook is doing to sort of distort our society and kind of boot our democracy and the corrosive impact of this, I agree with that. It's not too late to pull the plug on it because basically it has become toxic. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, who is really pushing hard on privacy, big story about what Apple is doing right or wrong, but he says technology can do great things, but it does not want to do great things. It doesn't want to do anything. That points towards a clear solution here in ethics. We are the ones that decide what should and want to be done, what is the right thing to do. And AI isn't going to decide what's worthy and what's a good way to live or what is good for society, only in a sort of factual way. Right? So this is why I proposed to many countries. I think this would be great to have in Chile and in Peru, and of course in other countries in your neighborhood, is to have a digital ethics council. To have really wise people, like Aristotle kind of people, think about what the future holds and what we have to do to make it valuable and to create human flourishing. We don't just need a digital transformation council. We need a council of basically digital humanity. So let's call it the Humanity Futures Council, but I would encourage you to think about that, putting that together in local areas, in cities, of course. They're first to do that in many cases. And I've worked with governments in Denmark and Singapore and, of course, in Switzerland to look at this, and some of them have actually pulled this off. So it's quite an interesting story, but really important to do something like this.